In today's video, we will be discussing about the subject biology. The topic that I have taken is from class 10th biology. It is basically from NCERT book. The chapter's name is life processes. In the life processes, there is a certain topic called transportation, right? So we will learn about the transportation system in human beings. How are certain things being transported inside the human body, right? So as all of us know that the circulatory fluid, the transportation fluid in our body is blood, right? So how is this blood conducted in our body? What are the functions of blood? We will look into that also, and we will try to understand how does the heart conducts the blood throughout our body. Okay? For that we have taken already, I have drawn a diagram on the board, and we will try to understand the conduction of heart. How does our human heart conducts blood throughout our body organs, right? So now we will begin with the structure of the heart. First of all, we need to understand the structure of our heart, right? So we all know that our heart is a four chambered. Our heart has got four chambers. Mainly the heart is divided by the cardiac septum, right? It is made up of cardiac muscles. The septum divides the heart into two parts. Okay? Both the parts carries two chambers, right? This chamber is called right auricle, and this chamber is called right ventricle, and simultaneously like that left auricle and left ventricle. These are the four chambers that are going to carry the blood. They have a certain volume and they accumulate the blood from different body parts, right? Now we will try to understand how does this whole system of our heart works, right? So first of all, we should know that our heart, our blood has our blood carries both the gases oxygen and carbon dioxide as well. So first of all, our body parts are going to use the oxygen present in the blood and give back carbon dioxide. So the heart is going to accumulate the deoxygenated blood from all the body parts, right? So we should understand first of all that which part of our heart or which chamber of our heart accumulates the deoxygenated blood from the body parts, and what are the blood vessels involved in carrying such type of blood, right? Now let us see that this is a right auricle, right? The right auricle is going to accumulate the deoxygenated blood from the entire body, right? And the blood vessel which is responsible for bringing the deoxygenated from all the body parts is, there are two blood vessels. These blood vessels are called as superior vena cava and inferior vena cava. Inferior vena cava, right? And we can also call them vena cava. Okay? The superior vena cava is going to bring the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of our body, like the face, our eyes, the brain, and the inferior vena cava is going to bring deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood means blood which is going to carry carbon dioxide from the lower part of our body. So these two blood vessels are responsible for bringing deoxygenated blood from all the body parts into the right auricle. Once the entire volume of this right auricle is filled up with deoxygenated blood, then these chambers are going to open. There are valves present between the two chambers. These valves are going to open, and the deoxygenated blood is going to come into the right ventricle. Right ventricles are comparatively more muscular than the auricles because they need to pump the blood against the gravity towards the lungs. Hence, more muscular power is required. So then the deoxygenated blood is going to accumulate into ventricle, right ventricle, and the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, it is going to the lungs. And the blood vessels responsible for carrying deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs is pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery. ठीक है. Now we can conclude that these two different blood vessels are responsible for carrying deoxygenated blood to the heart and from the heart to the lungs, right? Once the deoxygenated blood reaches the lungs, then our blood gets purified and the carbon dioxide is given out after breathing and the blood becomes oxygenated. Then the oxygenated blood is sent back to the heart. Which chamber of the heart is going to accumulate the oxygenated blood from the lungs is the left auricle. It is going to accumulate oxygenated blood from the lungs, right? And the blood vessels that is responsible for bringing the oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left auricle is pulmonary vein. Pulmonary veins, right? Two from each lungs. One set of veins are coming from each lungs and they are going to pour the oxygenated blood into the left auricle of our heart. Once the oxygenated blood has completed its volume in the left auricle, it is going to get transported into the left ventricle and the left ventricle will send it back to the body parts, right? And which blood vessel is responsible for carrying these oxygenated blood to the body parts is aorta, right? So in today's video we have learned about the conducting system of our heart. How does the heart, in which flow the blood moves within our heart, right? This was a small topic from the chapter life processes from class 10th.